I wanted to create a video to show people how to set up a DECA role play. So in your role play, in the individual events, you're going to have a 10-minute prep time. Okay, so you get 10 minutes to review this scenario and come up with ideas, and then you will present that in front of the judge. Okay, if you're in a team event, you have a 30-minute prep time with you and your partner to come up with ideas, and then you'll have a 15-minute present time. Okay, so most kids don't know what to do though, right? You're not going to know your scenario until competition. However, at districts, we all know your instructional areas, okay? This has actually been sent out several times to you guys, but I will resend it out. The instructional area for principles of marketing is going to be professional development. So I printed a role play out that was over professional development. It tells you the title of the event, okay? You can look up examples, sample role plays all over the internet. Now, this first section, you're just going to skip that part. When you're in your prep, you have 10 minutes to prep. You're going to skip this section because it all says the same thing. So if you want to, read it now, okay? But the day of competition, skip that. You do need to know your performance indicators. These are the most important. On your judge's instructions, they are given the rubric in which they are going to grade you. The first things that they are going to grade you on is the performance indicators. You're going to notice that this is a huge portion of your total score. Okay, the next part is 21st century skills. Did you use reasons and system thinking? Did you communicate clearly, or did you say, were you shy? Okay, right here, confidence is key. Okay, if you go in there and you go in there confident and you smile and you pretend like you know what you're talking about, you're going to get a lot of points for that. Okay, evidence of creativity. We're going to go through how you can get points for that. And then the overall impression that your judge had of you. Okay, so let's talk about how you set up your role play and what do you do in that prep time. Okay, you are given blank sheets of paper. Because the first time I recorded this, I could not read my own handwriting, so I typed it up. Okay, you are going to write first. Okay, what is your role? So looking at this event, it says, my role is to assume the role of a marketing specialist at Gable Marketing. So I put marketing specialist. The company is Gable Marketing. Now I want to know, what is my judge's role? So it says, a firm that works with area businesses to develop marketing and advertising campaigns. A high school student, the judge, has been shadowing you for today. So the judge is a high school student interested in a career in marketing. So I want to know what roles we play because I want to make sure that in my role play, I am acting out my role and I know what my judge's role is, so I know how to talk to that judge. Okay? Then you want to kind of look at this role play, okay? So it says, they've been shadowing you and asked you for information about developing the professional skills needed for a career in marketing. That is your goal. They want you to provide information about developing skills needed for a career in marketing. Perfect. Okay. Now it says like background information on the company. You can write down the background information on the company. I wouldn't write it word for word, but you cannot take this into the event with a judge. Okay, but if there are certain things that you need to write, like percentages or numbers, this is a principles event, so it's pretty basic, but in some of the individual series events, they're going to give you way more information. You might want to actually put some of that background information right here. Okay, but since it's principles, it just talks to you about how they develop. They're in different forms of marketing. They do advertising, public relations, social media strategies. The judge has been shadowing you all day, and now you're meeting with the judge to go over like how information and careers in marketing and to like teach them more about it. So you're the teacher of this, right? Now, I do want to say that most of the time it will tell you that the role play will take place in your office. The student judge will begin the role play. I guarantee you 10 out of 10 times the judge will not start the role play. Although this says the judge is going to start the role play, they will not. So you need to go in there and start the role play. Okay, so how do you do that? You prepare. In your 10 minutes, the first thing I want you to do is write down your performance indicators, okay? So these are the big bullet points I have. So if you look back at this, it says explain employment opportunities in business. I put it over here. Explain employment opportunities in business. Describe techniques for obtaining work experience. Techniques for obtaining job experience, okay? So you're going to write each one of the performance indicators, okay, and like a little bullet point. Then what I want you to do is define that performance indicator, okay? Like in a short little phrase, like define it as best as you can, as much as you can out of your brain, because you're not able to use any outside resources, Okay. Then I want you to give an example so that you can tie that back to the role play. Okay. You're going to do that for every single performance indicator. Okay. Then once you do that, you are going to go in and you're going to do the role play. Okay. So that's what you write down all for prep, 10 minutes prep. Now, when you go before the judge, okay, you are going to start the role play because I just told you they're never going to start it. Okay, you're going to start the role play. You're going to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Kendra Myers. Thank you so much for shadowing me today and coming into my office to learn more about marketing. I'm excited that you as a high school student are so excited about marketing and that you're here today to learn more. Okay, in today's meeting, I want to tell you what we're going to kind of go over. Okay, this is where you're going to list the performance indicators. You want to say those as much as possible so that you get the points off of the role play. Okay, so today we're going to talk about different employment opportunities in business. We're going to talk about techniques for you obtaining job experience, how important and the need for ongoing education as a worker is, and then also just some possible advancement patterns for jobs. Okay, so in this first, let's talk about employment opportunities in business, okay? So what is an employment opportunity in business? It's going to refer to the various job positions and roles available within the business sector, specifically in marketing for our meeting today, okay? So examples of this could be, as a high school student seeking a job in marketing, you might find entry-level positions such as a marketing intern or a social media assistant, or maybe even a content creator because your generation is so good with content creation. These roles can provide valuable hands-on experience and exposure into the field to see if it's something that you really want to do, but also something that you can add to your resume. Okay, now before you get a job, I know that experience is important. Okay, so let's talk about techniques for obtaining job experience. So this is going to be any strategies or approaches to secure practical work exposure and build a relevant skill set for future employment. Okay, this is going to include internships. So you could seek out marketing internships with local businesses or online platforms to gain real-world experiences. Sometimes an internship could be seasonal. It could be a couple of months. Sometimes they're paid and they're not paid. You could do volunteer work. This is typically free. You could do like marketing initiatives for local or nonprofit organizations for free. You could do freelancing. So you could actually look at writing content for specific companies or managing people's social media content or graphic design to showcase your skills, and you could start building your portfolio. So like that you have something to show, like, hey, I've actually been working on this, even if it's running your parents' social media accounts. Okay, like for their business, obviously. Okay, the next thing is it's super important in a day where everybody's constantly improving and changing. We want to make sure that we have ongoing education as a worker. This is where we emphasize the importance of continuous learning to stay up to date on industry trends, what's going on, advancements, evolving skills relevant to the marketing profession. You have to know what's changing, especially like with social media. It's always changing. Okay. In order to do this, the ongoing education, you could take courses online, you can go to attend workshops, or you can even get specific degrees or certificates in marketing to develop your knowledge. Platforms like LinkedIn Learning or even a local community college offers courses that you can enhance your marketing skills. And then lastly, I know that once you get the job, it's kind of like, okay, am I always going to have to be the person that's like the bottom feeder or someone that has to do something like an entry-level position? No. Let's talk about possible advancement patterns for jobs, okay? Advancement patterns for jobs in marketing outline where you can actually get a promotion, okay? We can showcase how one can move from an entry-level position to like upper-level senior roles like a chief marketing officer, okay? So entry-level is typically like an intern or assistant. You're really gaining experiences like maybe social media management and content creation. Mid-level, you might start coordinating people or being a specialist in something, and you might get more projects or campaigns to work on. And then senior level, you might start overseeing entire marketing strategies. And then specialization, that's like when you are the specialist, you maybe own your own business or you're top of the food chain when it comes to marketing. And then once you go over every one of your performance indicators and you give the examples, you want to then repeat what you talked about. So I'm so thankful once again that you've came here today. I know that we talked about employment opportunities in business, techniques for obtaining job experience, need for ongoing education as a worker, and possible advancement patterns for jobs. I hope that you've given more information, that you've gotten all the information you need from me. Is there any questions you may have? You want to ask the judge that. The judge is then going to ask you questions. You'll answer it, and you'll conclude the role play. Thank them for their time. Now, on the creativity section, if you wanted to, you could like rip a piece. I'm recording this by my hand, so it's kind of hard. You could rip a piece of this off, and you could write your name and pretend like it's a business card. And you could say, okay, perfect. If you have any questions, you can call me on my number, right? So this counts as creativity. You could give them a piece of paper. If they tell you to come up with like a marketing plan, you can draw a stick figure marketing plan or a flyer or something like that. That's going to help you get creativity points. But hopefully this video shows you how to set up a role play. Let me know if you have questions.